Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Online to become a private detective. It was a private detective school online, and I paid online. I never heard from them again. I thought to myself, I either got ripped off, or this is my first case. This is a journalistic podcast, Shannon. We vaccinate our listeners with answers. And I'm going to keep lip-syncing the important questions until TikTok gives me a show. Shannon, how can the moon landing be real if the moon itself is fake?
That's not true, Mike.
Oh, isn't it true, Shannon? You're fake. You're a hologram.
1 in 5 New Yorkers are food insecure. What's your solution for that, Mike?
Fortune cookie. Because that's food and advice at the same time. Shannon, at least have the decency to backstab me, okay? You stab me in the front every time. Some fans can't watch the podcast because they're triggered by our sexuality. And message to those fans, we will leak a sex tape right into your mouth.
This is Mike Vecchione Investigates.
And you're not better than me. Welcome to Mike Vecchione Investigates, guys. Another powerful, powerful episode investigating the things that puzzle you every single day. And we're in the trenches. I'm just coming from British Columbia, Vancouver, which is a great place. It was the weather was rainy and 46 degrees the entire time. Although they call it 8 degrees because the metric system, which I would not subscribe to at all. So to me, I kept saying 46, 46, and they kept saying 8, 8 until they asked me to leave their country. But after about 37 COVID tests and disagreement over the weather, I am back here in New York. But it was a long trip, but it was a great shout out to Rick Bronson's House of Comedy. It was a great weekend there, Thursday through Sunday. And if you weren't in British Columbia, New Westminster, actually, you missed great times, great shows. So we had a great time. I did catch... in British Columbia, I did catch a little bit of food poisoning, which we'll get into. But before that, before the shaking and the vomiting, let's get to our guest. He is a fantastic stand-up comic, and we're going to learn a lot more about him. He's been bumping around the New York City scene. He's one of the young guns, one of the emerging talents here in New York City. Let's welcome to the program, Scott Chaplin.
Hey,
Scott,
everybody.
Thanks for
Mike,
coming
how
in.
are you? Thank you.
And we had a segment on this podcast years ago when it was called No Disrespect, How's Your Hair? And I have to go back to it now because your hair is fantastic. So how is your hair? And literally, how did it become that?
Man, it's the pandemic. The pandemic changed a lot.
It's a pandemic haircut?
Well, I mean, I had blue hair right before the pandemic, so it was something in me before the pandemic.
Does that mean you're rich? The
No,
blue hairs?
God,
the blue
no.
hairs? It's an investigatory show, Scott. We're going to call you on the carpet for stuff.
Well, I dyed my hair, a year before the pandemic.
Is gosh a color? Is that a millennial color?
Gosh blue.
Gosh blue.
Yeah, it's like the sky a little.
It's the sky?
Yeah, sky.
Okay, but that's a real new color.
Yeah.
It's a new color. Gosh.
Gosh.
Okay,
gosh
I never
blue.
heard of it. Sorry, I'm not up to date on the...
No, it's
Can we
fine.
check that, Shannon? Is that a Crayola? What are some of the new colors?
I don't know.
Now, because
What
Scott's
colors
young.
do you know?
Scott's got
Like
blue,
gray,
blue, red,
red.
anything rainbowy, I think. But I'll even go as far as a sherbet was a good color. in my
Sherbet
day.
is lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But gosh, I never...
You ever dyed your hair?
No, I think I had a bet to dye it blonde, which would look insane.
I
would
think
look
you'd
like
look awesome.
I would
There
look
was
like
a
I'd look like a
time where you would have looked awesome, where you would have got a lot of pussy. Not worthy, but you got a lot of, gross women, I think. There was a time, no?
I think I would look like a villain if I had blonde hair.
I think you could pull it off, Mike. A platinum, like when you're tan in the summer with platinum hair, I think you could do it.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
the thing is, it's supposed to look different. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be unsettling. It's supposed to break people's.
What, the blonde?
Yeah,
I
it's
actually...
supposed to be unsettling.
So, see, that's interesting because for you change your appearance and you become more intimidating. But when I change my appearance, I become less intimidating because I'm a tiny person.
Right.
And so if I have a haircut like you, people might go like, oh, he's like racist or something like that. You know, the stuff you probably
Right.
get for no reason,
Yeah.
right? But when I dyed my hair blue, everybody thought I was like the most open person in the world.
Right.
And they were so sweet to me.
Get out of here.
Dude, people just completely changed. I mean, people very cold to me, you know, never would approach me and speak to me.
Right.
And then I dyed my hair blue and it was like, how are you?
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Is that
And
like
you could get away with more jokes too. Crazy.
Can you really?
Oh, I could say whatever I wanted to when I had blue hair.
Did people think you were a Smurf at first because you were a small guy?
There's something like
Papa
that.
Smurf?
There's something like that.
So blue hair makes you approachable. Maybe I should try that. I would like
Yeah.
people to be nicer to me.
Yeah.
People are not that nice sometimes. And Katie Hannigan, who was on the podcast last week, was like, you should smile more. She came out of the blue with that, and I go, "What? Do people not like me?" She goes, "No, but you need to smile more, and because you're a nice person, and you're not letting them know that you're a nice person by smiling."
Well, what makes you smile?
I just think that I'm a serious person by nature, so I'm just locked into thought. So
What about songs though? Like music, you can't be locked into thought with music. Right?
yeah, I guess what makes me smile? Jokes make me smile. You know what I mean?
Smile. Yeah,
Jokes,
yeah.
funny.
That's tough because not a lot of people can give you that.
Right, but I'm not.
ones that are worthy enough.
But I'm not walking around. It's not that they're not worthy. I'm not walking around thinking of jokes. You know what I mean? Like I walk in, like last night. I saw you guys
Yes,
last night.
you just
so
walked
walk
in.
into the club and I'm just like, hey, you know what I mean? Like I'll
what
see
were
you guys.
you thinking before? Like the
Yeah.
walk down. Before?
I was walking down. I'm just walking. You know,
There's
doing
nothing
my
in your
own
head?
mental conditioning. No, I do affirmations as I'm
Really?
walking. The fans know this.
Do you really?
Yeah, I'm a champion.
Hell yes.
I am a champion. I am a
Awesome.
champion. I am a champion.
great.
I will conquer everything. I will conquer. I just keep running those programs in my head until I get to a
Yeah.
spot.
Is there any
So
like stressing of the muscles? Do you flex? Like
that's at night.
you do that?
At night
though?
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll flex just to relax.
Yeah,
Flex,
yeah.
relax,
It's
flex,
important.
relax, and get the whole thing to get the energy flowing. We're all energy.
Yeah.
Blue hair, brown hair, black hair doesn't matter.
Yeah, of course.
So you dyed your hair blue. People were nicer to you,
Yes. Then
and
the
you were
paint-
like, "I'm tired of this," because, and then you.
yeah, man, I just was like, what the fuck, you know? You get sick of yourself, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so one time my girlfriend painted my toenails, you know? And then like,
I don't know, but
well,
go
yeah,
ahead.
well, but you know, the
Yeah.
people know, the
Right.
kids know.
The kids out there.
The kids know, they know.
That's what
And-
people are doing.
Yeah, dude, she painted my
Painting-
toenails.
Gosh.
Yeah, gosh. She painted them gosh.
Okay,
Gosh
all
pink,
right.
though. Gosh pink.
Okay.
And it's like Easter color, kind of.
Okay.
And like 2 days later, I was in the shower and looked down and just got so fucking pissed off at like whose feet were in my shower, you know?
Yeah.
It was. I didn't know I had it in me. It was like real. I got angry at myself for having.
Let her do that to you.
Yeah, which I didn't think I'd be that person.
But what was that? Was
I guess
just-
that got off topic of my hair though, right?
No. This is all relevant
Yeah.
because did you have the blue hair at the time?
No.
Okay, so you had black hair. You were thinking with a black-haired mind
Yeah.
when you saw your pink toes.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's why if you would have had blue hair and pink
Yes,
toes.
probably some hair on my chest.
Yes.
You know, I'm looking down, taking a shower.
Yeah.
I go, what the fuck? Yeah.
But
That's what it was.
I thought you go for a whole theme, maybe do your chest purple
I would. I
Right.
could. Yeah.
and then toenails pink.
I don't
Why
know
did
that.
she do that to your toenails? And did she have your consent? Because the consent is a thing for men now too. For those of you listening, going, is consent a
certainly.
thing for men?
Yeah.
And we have the right to consent.
Yeah. Does Katie go like this to you? Like, does she
Sometimes.
kind of lunge at you a little
Sometimes.
bit? It's interesting, right? It's
She
odd.
lunges at me emotionally.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Just be like, "What's up?"
yes.
And I'm like, "All right, let's tone it down a little bit.
Yeah,
You know, this
yeah.
is downtime."
Yeah, Khalees made me go buy a canned food today because of the shortage, and I don't even think she believes in it. I just think
Right.
she's testing me.
She's testing you
She
because
was like
of
shouting at me at the food store today.
wow,
Like
why?
because I wasn't taking it seriously. The idea that something is coming.
something is coming.
Yeah.
Is that something inflation?
Yeah, food shortage, I guess.
A food shortage.
You're right, it's inflation. I was thinking it was something.
I just go right to dog
scarier.
food. I would go to dog
You
food.
go to dog food almost
go to dog food.
immediately. Yeah.
I would. That's my go-to. You know, if there's got to be plenty of that out there, but
Has to be.
I just had food poisoning, so we can. This fits right into that narrative.
Oh, yeah, let's go
We're
there.
only 9
Yeah.
minutes in, but I want to go back to your toenails, and I want to go back to the blind rage that you felt when you looked at your toes.
I got pissed. Yeah.
But what changed? Because you knew it was happening. Was it post-traumatic?
Oh yeah, there was a little bit of how could I have let someone do this to me. You know, looking back at it, going that wasn't. I didn't necessarily agree to this feeling I'm feeling right now.
You didn't agree to the feeling.
I didn't agree to the feeling. I agreed to the action, but not the feeling it was going to give me.
It was a post-traumatic petty.
A post-traumatic petty, we call it.
Yeah, that's the feeling that you feel. When you see that your nails have been wrongly colored.
Oh, a petty.
Wrongly colored.
I think you were calling me petty.
No.
Yes, like a petty, like a Manny petty.
Yeah, post-traumatic pedicure.
Yes. Have you ever gotten a pedicure?
No.
I've had a pedicure.
No. Have you?
Yes.
Well,
that's
obviously.
the foot, right? Not a manicure, but a pedicure.
Isn't it a continue? You have to get a pedicure first, and then you have a woman paint your nails.
Well, I went to L.A. for the first time I ever went to L.A., and everybody there, like all my guy friends were like, look at our feet. And so I went, I went with them.
You went with them, and this opened the door.
I guess it did. This is,
paint your nails.
I think so.
So you scream in the shower. She hears a scream.
No, I didn't scream. I just got fucking mad.
Yeah.
I grit my teeth a lot.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And then what happened when you got out of the shower?
Just mopey. I get mopey.
Oh, okay.
I'm a bitch, you know.
It died down, the anger?
Yeah.
The anger.
I threw my jeans at the wall the other day, like in a personal rage, like a week ago.
Yeah.
And my belt put a dent in the wall. And I was like, shit, you know. And then she saw it 2 days ago.
Right.
And then I just was like, how? I don't even know. And I had to pretend I didn't know.
You know what my move is? And I do something like that. If I punch a wall or do something, I just put a picture of her over it.
I love that.
And then she goes, "Oh my, I need to see more of you."
Yeah.
Around here.
But then the moment she notices the one photo that falls down, and then she starts inspecting the others.
Right.
And it's just you know. Then it's like, where are you going to bury her? You know.
Right.
It becomes a whole other thing.
Where are you going to bury her?
Yes.
And it's interesting though, because you have those feelings. Do you have blind rage, Scott?
No. I don't know. It's
Where are you from?
Jersey, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. Northern.
And are you is Chaplin are you French?
Well, so I don't know. So it was Lin, and then they said my great grandfather wanted to work on a river, but Lin, I guess Charlie Chaplin was out at the time, and they thought he was Jewish, and so they were like, "You're Jewish," and they didn't want any Jewish people working on the river. And so he said it's Lain and acted all like French and shit, so he could work on the river.
A Jewish person. So you're a Jewish person that acts French?
Well, no, my dad said we're not Jewish, though.
Okay.
He got very mad at me one time when I brought it up, yeah.
Did he sig heil you?
No, none of that.
But you guys are French then?
I don't know. I don't quite know what we are. I have one of those tests that I'm going to do. I'm just a little nervous about it, you know. Yeah.
A 23andMe.
Yes, one of those, yeah.
23 and me. Everybody's afraid of those.
Petrified. But curious, you know?
Yeah, very curious. Yeah. So that's interesting. You're from Jersey, and how did you grow up? Did you play sports?
No. I was like Fonzie, you know? Fonzie didn't do
You were cooler
shit.
than everybody.
I thought so, for sure. Yeah.
You were motorcycle guy?
No. But mentally, yes.
Guy?
Mentally, I was motorcycle.
You were mentally on a motorcycle?
I was mentally
Scott?
motorcycle all day, dude.
I think our fans appreciate those sound effects.
Thank you.
There's so many people come on here, make a statement, and don't do any sound effects
They don't understand the
afterwards.
medium is what's happening.
They don't do any sound effects afterwards, Scott, and it leaves our fans hanging because our fans are not readers.
Yeah, they're not sure what's happening.
A lot of them are illiterates.
Yeah.
Which is nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to be ashamed of, but they appreciate a sound effect.
Thank you.
And when you say motorcycle and then do a revving sound.
Yeah, thank you.
It's pretty great. So in your mind, you're Fonzie.
For sure.
And did you know that Fonzie, he played an Italian, but he's actually Jewish? It's a lot like your story.
Wow. There's something happening there.
There's parallels here. And for our fans who don't know what parallels are lines that run next to each other but never intersect.
They never cross.
And intersect means cross.
Yes.
Thank you for making that jump. Our fans just don't get it a lot of times. Yeah. They don't get it. They're rudderless. And a lot of them are incels. And they're confused. Good hearts, though. Super good hearts.
Who doesn't have a good heart?
people who watch other podcasts.
That's probably true.
But our fans are salt of the earth people.
Legion of Skanks fans.
Yeah, I didn't want to say.
Come on, I didn't want to say it either.
The flagship show.
Yeah, the flagship
program of this network.
Yep.
I'll get kicked off gas. Someone will come in here and throw me out of this half table. That's here. Yeah. That somehow after the pandemic became half.
Disgusting.
So I just don't know. But that's parents still together?
Father's dead. Parents, they slept on the couch like the last 10 years of his life, but they loved each other. You know? But it's
loving
like
from a
sometimes
distance.
you can't sleep in the same bed,
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But your dad slept on the couch?
My dad slept on the couch with a gun under it. Yeah.
Wow, with a gun
He
under
was a cop. My dad was a cop. Yeah.
What, was he really a cop?
Yeah.
A Jersey cop.
Yeah, he was. He became captain of the Passaic County Sheriff's Department. Passaic County.
He was a sheriff.
Well, Sheriff's Department. Yeah, he was the captain.
That would be the department. If he is a sheriff, he would have to be in the sheriff's department.
Yeah.
We're slow to put things together on this podcast, Scott, so thank you for your patience.
No. And I had an uncle who was a private investigator.
Right.
And my aunt was cheating on him and he never knew, and I always thought that was so great that he was like investigating all these things, and my aunt was cheating on him like with 3 different people throughout and just never knew. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Maybe with a crossing guard or some other kind of like a law enforcement type.
Yes. Crossing, again, opposite of a parallel.
That's crossing is not crossing is intersecting.
Intersecting, which is not parallel.
Never cross.
Exactly. So it's kind of
our fans need to learn.
And they don't know.
Thank you for educating them.
Of course, you got to bring it back.
All right, guys, I want to take a second to talk about our sponsor, RockAuto.com. Hey there, auto mechanics and super cool do-it-yourself guys who work on their own cars. I want to tell you about RockAuto.com, the online store with every auto part at the best prices. This is your one-stop shop for everything auto parts. RockAuto.com has been in business for 20 years, and they make it easy to find the parts you need at the best possible prices. No more talking to counter guys who need to order your parts, aren't really sure what you're looking for, never have quite what you need, and then after all the hassle, will still charge you storefront markups. At RockAuto.com, you can easily find everything you need, and whether you're a mechanic, an auto shop, or working on your own car, everyone has access to the same incredible pricing at RockAuto.com. So if you're a car guy, right now go to rockauto.com and check out all the parts available for your car. You're going to have so much fun looking for car parts. So once again, go to rockauto.com. No promo code needed as their pricing is already that good. When you order, make sure to tell rockauto.com that you heard about them on Mike Vecchione Investigates. rockauto.com. All right, guys, let's get back into it. When did you go from blue hair to full hockey haircut? Because it looks like you're in a little bit of a power play right now.
Yeah, so again, the pandemic was the hair started getting long.
Right.
I always liked long hair.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I like pro wrestling. I like my rock stars.
Yeah.
And but when do you get? When do you do it? It's an embarrassing thing to grow hair. It's all embarrassing. But then the pandemic, I didn't see anybody, so I was fucking doing whatever I wanted to. And I was like, I'm going to grow a mullet.
Okay.
Because I like it. I think it looks nice. It's not
It is. It looks good on you. You have a good-looking face.
Thank you.
And
and also it's a head shape thing. You got to know what hair is for your head.
Right.
And I think this is the one. I could be wrong, but I have like a specific type of face, and you can't just have certain haircuts.
I think you could go short with that. I think you could go.
You could. Yeah.
You could. Did you ever put the back in a pony, in a small ponytail?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I love it.
Like when you go to a
look like the Patriot. The Patriot.
Yes. I was gonna say when you go to like a poetry reading or a seance or something. Do you put the hair up?
Of course, at the seances. My sister's a witch. She had a witch.
Your sister is a witch?
Yeah. I didn't know it, and then she gave my girlfriend a bunch of like how to be a witch books.
How to be a witch.
Yeah, like, hey.
Well, you don't want your girlfriend being a witch.
No.
If your sister is a witch, so be it.
Yeah.
But you don't want.
She goes through phases. She's like almost hits witch,
right.
And then kind of,
half a witch.
And then the moon does something and she stops.
Right.
You know what I mean?
She goes back to crystals then.
Yes.
Is crystals like a halfway to a witch?
Dude, I think crystals is witch, and she's not letting you know. I think it's witch, and you gotta. Yeah, I think you gotta worry.
Okay, well, you don't want to get a witch mad at you. I think if anything, because then you get spells put on you and all kinds of, and then your toenails are painted and you're flipping out in the shower. somewhere.
Yeah,
Passaic,
kinda.
New Jersey.
You're right.
Your father was a sheriff.
Captain. Yeah.
He was a captain. He was a captain of the sheriff's.
Yeah.
Let's not get jurisdictional. And he was the captain of a sheriff's office. But being a captain of a sheriff's office and then having to sleep on your own couch, isn't that like a demotion? Do you feel like?
Oh, well, he retired, you know?
Yeah. But you never actually
He started
retire.
when he was like 17.
But you never actually retire. I'm sleeping on my own couch and I'm a captain. I'm going to go evict her from this bed and set things.
Well, I think that's why he slept on the couch, because he was evicting her from the bed, you know?
his choice to sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Now some people have sleep disorders.
It's a good couch. It's not like a shitty couch.
Right.
You know, this is a very nice. Like, I liked sleeping on that couch sometimes. You know? It felt good.
So let me just get this straight, because some people sleep in different beds because one person has a breathing disorder.
No,
or
nothing
something
like that.
They were emotionally distant.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But you didn't ask too many questions.
No.
You leave that to your uncle, who's a private investigator.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's got the time now because his marriage is on the
Well,
rocks.
he's dead. He's dead. Too.
Oh, he died.
He died in the wood. He was hunting in the woods.
Right.
And died. Which that's another episode we can investigate. Maybe.
Well, is that suspicious?
So, I mean, suspicious enough, right?
What was the cause of autopsy?
Heart attack. Just heart attack.
I mean, of course.
He went hunting with his friend.
Right.
They said they were standing wherever the hell they were standing, and they said, "All right, I'll meet back here."
Right.
In 2 hours or whatever the hell.
Right.
And then his friend walked away, and then his friend came back in the exact spot that they were supposed to meet. He had a heart attack. So I think his friend like turned around, and my uncle immediately had a heart attack. My friend was just fucking, his friend was just like whistling and then went hunting for 2 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a very good friend to me.
No.
But somebody should have called 911 there.
I agree.
But that's a terrible way to go. That's actually not the worst way to go.
In the woods? That's kind of nice.
It is kind
something
of nice.
looking up at the sky and the fall leaves and
yeah,
it feels right.
Does it feel suspicious though that happened in the woods?
I mean, sure. If I look,
I guess it could happen.
I just remembered this. So I looked at an article when I was a kid. I was like 10 when this happened, and then I remember seeing an article at my aunt's house, and it said, "There's another article story we got to get into. Maybe we can investigate." But I looked at an article at my aunt's house, and it said that my uncle had fallen from the tree stand that you shoot from, and died.
Right.
And then I said, "Mom, it says he fell from the tree stand, not a heart attack." And my mom said, "That was a fucking heart attack."
Yeah.
I said, yeah.
Sounds like a setup.
Yeah.
Or it could have been fake news.
Fake news. Could have been fake news.
Falling from a tree stand. Or he could have had a heart attack and then fell from the tree stand. Both things could have been
both. You're right.
Could have been both.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It probably was both. You're right. They wouldn't just say he fell from a tree stand.
Right.
You figured that out so quickly. Thank you.
Well, this is a podcast that we do a
you
service
just solved
to the
my
general.
uncle's,
We just solved the death. We solved that murder.
My confusion
investigation.
of the death at
That's
the very
been-
least, yeah.
It's been a cold case. We do cold cases
It's a cold
sometimes.
case, yeah.
And that's not even the whole podcast. We still have a lot to get to.
No, we have that was like, what, the first 10 minutes?
First 10 minutes.
Nuts.
But we haven't solved your hair. And
No.
what I do is, do you put any product in your hair?
No, never. I hate it.
You hate it.
I hate it. As a kid, I tried to put product in it, and then I'd get like acne really bad.
Right.
And so I never.
And did you look in the mirror when you had acne and you go, Fonzie doesn't get pimples?
Oh yeah.
Did you say that?
Killed me. Something quite like that. Yeah.
If you didn't play sports, and did you play a musical instrument?
No, but I knew I had some friends who did.
Did you just hang out? Like, what did you do?
Yeah, I just hung
back
out.
then?
A lot of this. Hey. Yeah. I mean, genuinely, there was a lot of that.
Were you a rule breaker? Did you get home on time? I can't imagine your dad would have put up with.
I think there was like the illusion of a rule breaker.
Yeah.
You know how like funny people create the illusion of like breaking rules, but I wasn't like doing drugs or anything.
Yeah.
But I was like saying things that was getting me in trouble.
Yeah.
But I was not like an
You
actual
had a bad
problem.
mouth on you?
Yeah, quick silver-tongued something,
Silver tongue. And
Whatever.
so your teachers or somebody in authority, would you have it?
Teachers
against
either
them?
hated me or loved me.
Right.
They either went like, "Oh, we should be for like that." I had a lot of teachers that I just felt like they were my friends.
Right.
Because I had Fonzie brain. It don't matter what age you are, you want to hang out with Fonzie.
Right. But you would, the ones that didn't like you, what kind of teachers were they? Because I think I was probably that kind of teacher.
What the?
No,
Just
I was
real
like
crabby whore.
No. I wasn't a crabby, but I was like I was friendly with the kids, but I didn't want them to take over the class.
No, you can't have that.
Can't have it.
No.
There's got to be an authority.
Well, my
figure,
history
Scott.
teachers liked me and my English teachers liked me because I'd fuck around on subject.
Right.
You know? But then math, you can't fuck around on what are you going to,
Yeah.
You just start throwing numbers out. It doesn't make any sense. So.
Yeah. I guess you can go, pi, what's that about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
3.14 nothing.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
that line over the 1-4.
Yeah,
Just keeps going forever.
exactly.
Stupid.
Yeah, also, it's just too much for me. Numbers.
But you could riff off of that.
Sure, I could have.
In history, did you go John F. Kennedy? What was his deal?
Yeah,
right.
for sure. Yeah.
Just
That's what
gonna
I
ride
do.
around Dallas in a convertible.
Yeah,
think
so
nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh, I got
So-
all types of bits, but yeah.
I mean, that's pretty great. I would have been a fan. I take it
Thank
back.
you.
I would have
Yeah.
been a fan. So that's a lot of fun. Well, let me go into see if you have anything for me, because I had food poisoning over the weekend, and I don't know if anybody at home has ever had food poisoning. I don't know how often our fans eat
Things that could give you.
I think a lot of them don't eat at all.
Yeah, I don't
and
think you could get food poisoning from Cheetos.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of
Right?
junk food for them.
Yeah, a lot of junk
and
food.
I try to coach them up. But I made a mistake by eating food I shouldn't have eaten, and then I got sick. And it's never like right away. It's always like I went to sleep, and then I woke up feeling terrible.
What did you eat?
I ate like a slice of pizza.
First off, it sounds like bullshit. You ate a slice of pizza, and that would gave you food poisoning?
Slice of pizza. It could have been a slice. The suspects are as follows, Scott: slice of pizza, wings, or a salad.
It's the wings.
It could have been from the research that I did as I was doubled over in the fetal position and shaking. It could have been the salad.
Why?
Because there's different kinds of bacteria. There's bacteria on meat. Salmonella is a big one that everybody points out.
But see-
and then the salad has its own kind of, if it's left out or it's something, it has its own bacteria in it.
See, I think too fondly of you, but I think what's actually happening is it wasn't food poisoning. You just eat healthy typically,
Right.
and since you had wings,
Right.
you had like the shits.
No, I think you think too much of me. Like, I do eat pretty healthy most of the time. And while I was eating this food, I was thinking I shouldn't be eating this, but I'm doing intermittent fasting. So when I eat, I'm very hungry, and I didn't want to stop. Didn't want to stop. It was greed. I didn't want to stop because I'm like, I shouldn't be eating this. And then it's like,
Where were they from?
I don't want to get into the
Papa John's.
I don't want to get into it.
Dude, people
Papa
from
John's
New
has
York-
enough of its own problems.
Yeah, I
Scott.
know.
We don't want to pile on to
Okay,
them.
you're right.
And not that I have any, I just don't think we should pile on
Domino's.
to
You
Papa.
can't do Domino's wings.
Can't disclose it. I just want to protect them.
Okay.
But I will say that food poisoning is always the same for me. It always is like, it starts off, I feel a little something, and then I'm like, is this me? Just I can't tell. I'm getting sick thinking about it right now. I'm actually having post-traumatic syndrome. Because it's very real. I start feeling bad. I start feeling a certain way. And then as the hours go on, it starts kicking up. And there's just a general sense of like, this is getting worse. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to, it's like taking an edible. You kind of just have to go along for the ride. But the ride is very, very bad. So it's like I'm just doubled over after a while, and then you're shaking. And it's like
Chest
you're either
tightening?
doing, it's building up, like the pain is like building from within you. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to either have to go number 2 or throw up. So it's like, but it's building. And then you go and usually do both.
You do both.
Do both. And the throwing up is like very hard on you because it's just a very, it's just like I don't know, throwing up is like yelling at somebody kind of like just for a long period of time.
that's when I wished I lived alone.
Yeah. Well, this was good because I was alone. That's the good part of it.
That's great. You got to say whatever you wanted while you
Yeah.
were throwing up.
I could look as weak as I wanted to.
Yes, yeah.
But,
call for your mother.
Yeah, I mean, I don't usually do that.
No?
Scott. But there was other weaknesses there that I was doing, and I was like, okay, I got to get on the, But after you do it, after the release of throwing up, and then number 2, then it's like, oh, okay, I feel better. But then another wave comes on, so it's like always the same. So then it builds back up again, and then you're shaking again because it's built back up, and then you go and you get another release. Now this was bad, but it wasn't as bad as like one time I had it in Vegas, and it was just 24 hours of that, just shaking, going, releasing, and then coming back to the bed, and then shaking, and then going to release. It's like every hour on the hour it was happening.
Is there a moment in that is spiritual for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing is spiritual.
Yeah, I felt that too.
The whole thing is spiritual in the terms of like, first of all, you go, God, why? Why?
Of course, yes.
Why is
Almost
this happening to
immediately,
me?
God is
Why
there.
is
He's
this happening
involved.
to me?
You're right.
What are you trying to teach me? It's
Yep.
like, did I eat too fast? Like, whatever. Then the other thing is like, okay, this is a test for my mental. It's a mental test to see how I can deal with this physical pain. So then this time I started doing my breathing. When I started feeling bad, I did a breathing practice, which was very hard to do when I started feeling bad, because it's like I do the deep breathing in and out, the Wim Hof breathing. So I did that, and it's like, it didn't stop it, but I think it made it, because that breathing is supposed to relieve you of toxins. It's supposed to get away of toxins. So I do that breathing, and then I think it actually made it much better. I think I still went through it, but I think I would have went through it much harder if I would have done that breathing. So I do the breathing, I take a cold shower, and so then it starts, and I could go a couple waves of it.
Do you always take a cold shower?
Yeah, always now.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What told you that?
It's that Wim Hof method. It's the breathing, cold showers.
Shit. And what does cold shower mean? I mean, why do it, I guess?
Why? There's a multiple health benefits for it, but it shocks your autonomic nervous system, and it forces you into the breathing that you already do. So it forces you into breathing, and it forces you just to let it run over you. But it's got like benefits for your hair, your skin, like it's all good. But that's a lot of the reason for it. Yeah.
But does it get out like stuff? Like I thought bacteria, there's got to be like hot to open up your pores and then to get, dirt out of your pores.
I don't think so.
No.
I think you could take
Okay,
cold.
like say you shit down your leg.
Right.
Would you take a cold shower?
Yes.
You want to take a hot shower? Mm-mm. Wow.
Cold showers.
Okay.
Cold showers all the time now. I used to go back and forth and stuff, but when you go hot, it makes the colder ones harder to get used to. They're already hard, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think you can, now what I'll do at the gym is I'll go to steam and then do a cold shower. And it's still pretty tough.
Yeah, that's
even though
fun.
You're relaxed.
That's fun.
But the cold shower, so I took a cold shower, and then it's like, it comes in waves. And then after you start to there's no getting used to it because you're just in massive discomfort. And it's not like a constant pain. It's like a buildup and then a release and then a buildup. But the buildup is just turbulent. The buildup is really turbulent because you're like, I don't know where I need to be next to a bathroom because I don't know where this is going to go. So it's like, and there's that shaky feeling that you have. So I can't describe it. It's really bad. So that's when like people go through poisonings or Putin poisons people. I'm like, this is the worst.
It's rude.
It's really rude.
Rude.
Really bad.
Yeah.
But I felt it, and you start to get spiritual because you're like, let me just get, let me get on the other side. If I could just get on the other side of this.
I will completely abandon God until next time.
Well, that's not the route I go. Oh. Is that the route you go?
Well, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm just saying most people would.
No. I go, God, get me to the other side of this.
And then do you offer favors? Like, do you say, I will do
a
this?
podcast about it?
You say that. That's good. Yeah.
I will provide content.
Get the name out.
Get the name out for others.
Yeah.
But it's a mental thing. It's a mental game.
Hell yes.
Yeah. So try to get to the other side of it. And then when I got to the other side of it, I called the club. I'm like, because I called the club initially. I'm like, I might not be able to come in. So you might have to get a contingency plan going here. I called them back. I'm like, I think I'm on the other side of it. I just need a ride. Gatorade, and the club was so gracious and good. They picked me up. They got me Gatorade. And I was able to do the show. Now I had to fly back the next day from Vancouver, which is like a 6.5 hour. And then you got to take multiple COVID tests to get back and get in. I took 3 COVID tests in like 4
and
days.
you got to stick up stuff up your nose. And
Well, it's not just that, scheduling them and going to them early, and it's like getting to the airport much earlier and all that stuff. So it's like all that stuff. So, but I made it back. Took Air Alaska. Ever take Air Alaska?
No. Oh, maybe.
Pretty good airline.
Is it like purple on the inside? Is there lighting, like pink lighting or something?
No.
I did something like that. I felt like I was in like a disco. It doesn't feel like a disco?
No, I think you're talking about, that's an international, I think that's more of an international flight.
I've never flown it international.
Really?
No.
You never left Jersey?
No, I mean, I've left Jersey. We're not internationally.
Not international. Have you never been out of the country?
No.
Wow. Canada even?
No.
That's coming. Yeah. It's coming.
Yeah.
But Alaska Airlines was great. I'm not sure what airline you're talking about, though. That sounds like a cool airline.
I fucking loved it. It was
a
cheap,
disco.
too. Yeah, I felt like a disco.
Could have been Spirit. Maybe the lights just went out on Spirit because it's a discount airline.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. 34 minutes in. Shannon, how about before we get to the stories that we're going to investigate, let's do some plugs. You're proud of me now.
I am proud of you. That's a great idea. Just one moment. Okay.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. Always be closing. Always be closing.
I'm gonna have Heidi lick some caviar off my balls in the meantime.
This guy is a wrecking machine. And he's hungry.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for the 5-star ratings and reviews. Thank you for the support on the YouTube page, the YouTube channel. Tell a friend. Thank you for listening. I don't know where to go with this. We seem to have a core group of listeners. We need more, but we appreciate the people who watch and listen, and we're working very hard to keep this show top notch. And I feel like it is top notch. It's top level. So, and a lot of it is because of you guys. We're doing it for you. So thank you so much for your support. I feel it. I get it. I love it. As for me, please follow me on all social media platforms at Comic Mike V, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, and just please follow me. I need as many follows as possible. I have live dates coming up. I'm in Houston, April 1st and 2nd. New Westminster shout out. Thank you to the House of Comedy for a great weekend in a New Westminster, British Columbia. Great fans there. Great crowds, great people, great club. Houston, Texas, I'll be at the Riot, which I'm really looking forward to. These are great guys, April 1st and 2nd. And then Cleveland, Ohio, April 15th and 16th at Hilarities. And then to bring it all home, April 18th is the Nate Land Live podcast with Nate Bargatze at Zany's in Nashville, Tennessee. And then the next night, Tuesday, April 19th, is Nate Bargatze Presents Mike Vecchione's special taping. Go to my website, MikeVecchione.com, to get tickets under schedule. Click the schedule. You'll see the date. Click for the tickets if you're in the Nashville area. It's going to be 2 shows. Nate is my good friend from here who's directing and producing it in association with 800 Pound Gorilla. So I'm going to tape 2 hours. It's going to be a huge deal. I'm flying my family in, and hopefully we can sell it out, both shows, and we get a good special. So please support your boy if you're in the Nashville area. It's a big deal, guys. So come out, Nashville, Tennessee, April 19th. Nate Bargatze Presents Mike Vecchione. Also, my other podcast, Macaroni Rascals with Greg Stone. We have a Patreon. Please become a member and subscribe. The Macaroni Rascals with Greg Stone. More of an ethnically Italian-based podcast, guys. Not investigatory like this one. You're not going to get any answers from that one. Let's go to Scott. Scott, what do you got?
Oh, not much. Scott_Chaplin on Instagram and Twitter. I have this Friday, I have a podcast called Wrestle Roast with Dan St. Germain and Mike Lawrence, and we have a live show because it's WrestleMania weekend. So if you follow Wrestle Roast on Twitter, you'll get all the information, and you can come party and all that shit.
Awesome. Shannon.
You can follow me on Instagram at Shannon Lee 6982 and listen to my podcast, The Thing Is, Ding. We talk about bad dates, fighting, and ghosts, and you can listen to that on Gas Digital Network or wherever you listen to podcasts. wherever you listen to Mike Vecchione Investigates. You can also watch it live for free every single Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern at gasdigitalnetwork.com/live. That's absolutely for free. The best way to support this show, if you have the means to do so, is to go to gasdigitalnetwork.com, use promo code MVI. You will get a 1-week free trial, and that gives you access to every other show on the network and every episode of Mike Vecchione Investigates. It also gives you access to 3 brand new shows that just joined this year, which are Yo MMA Rap with Louis J. Gomez and Dave Smith, Wild Goose, hosted by Zach Wild and JD DeServio of Black Label Society, and Berg's Base, hosted by comedian Aaron Berg. If you have your own stories or video investigations to submit, send it in to MikeVecchioneInvestigates@gmail.com. If you listen on iTunes or YouTube, make sure to rate, review, and tell a friend, and go to podcastmerch.com for t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs. That's it.
All right. Well, we did plugs in the middle of the episode this time, Shannon.
Amazing.
You've got to be very happy with
I am
me right
so
now.
happy.
Because I usually wait to the end
Yes.
and I forget about it, and you're like, have to remind me half the time.
Also,
And-
I solved another investigation.
Mm-hmm.
The flight with purple lights on the inside is Virgin.
Virgin. And because you've never left America, you are a virgin.
Yeah. I mean, yes, in that way.
Yes, you are a virgin in that way. You have a childlike quality to you that I really like.
Yeah. I talk like a baby sometimes to myself. I do. I got a problem, I think.
So in the shower, when you looked at your toenails, and did you throw?
I say, not good. It sucked, man. Yeah. And then
Because
I
that
said, stop talking like that. And then, yeah.
But that picture of you down there, when we were showing your social media handle,
There was a
Can we
picture
show
of
it
me?
again?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you look like a sitcom. Look at that. Look how you look like
but
a
I got
sitcom.
like a midget's face.
You have a sitcom.
Anyone who notices it, dude, when they say it, when they go, this guy's got a midget face, I go, they know the truth. Yeah.
Is that what you would say?
Oh yeah, I don't like looking in mirrors and stuff. I don't. Yeah.
You're such a good-looking guy.
Well, like in certain angles, I think.
Yeah.
Certain angles, I go, yeah. But then, like most people's top teeth show when they talk, but my bottom teeth show. See, it's like a pug thing.
Right. But you're humble. I think you're just looking for stuff.
No,
to
it
puncture
kills
his
me.
hole.
It fucking kills
Really?
me. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't like post on the internet and stuff because I don't. Do you like do videos where you turn and look
yeah,
at your face?
I do
can't
duck
do
face
it.
stuff.
Oh,
I do
can't
stuff
it,
because
yeah.
I try to make myself look hot because that's what the kids are doing now.
Yeah.
Everybody
Well,
looks
and
hot.
it's all the kids, and they're so comfortable doing it,
Right.
that it's like, well, how can I be uncomfortable
Right.
doing it? But I am.
Nobody pushes Fonzie off the internet though.
I know, but Fonzie, I don't think it would have worked.
No?
On the internet, no.
Remember when he would hit the jukebox?
Oh, of course.
He would never pay for the jukebox.
No, I know.
He would just hit. He would
Yeah.
hit the jukebox.
Well, that was the Henry Winkler in him.
Yeah.
It's
a solid joke. And only our top-notch fans are going to get that one.
Yep.
And okay, so let's go to the first news story, Shannon, and let's take a deep dive in.
figure it
We're going to
out,
do
yeah.
some joint investigations now. Your father's a cop.
Yeah, it's in my blood, man.
It's in your blood.
Yeah.
Blue bloods.
Blue bloods. Blue bloods.
Okay, this is kind of a sad one to start with, Shannon. Good job. Way to bring the
First
podcast
one.
down.
We'll start with this, and then we can get happier.
Okay, Bruce Willis diagnosed with aphasia, stepping away from acting. And I didn't even know what aphasia was, Shannon. Can you drop some knowledge on what aphasia?
Yeah, so it's a form of brain damage that prevents a person's ability to speak and communicate and understand when other people are speaking to them.
It's so.
Hey, you
it's
know
a-
what you do? You just put them in the Fast and the Furious movies, right? You get it?
Right, 'cause there's
they're so fucking dumb.
Right,
That's the joke.
it's great.
It's like,
That's a
oh no,
great
now
one.
Bruce Willis was diagnosed with being Vin Diesel. That's fun, right?
that's
That's a
a
fun
gr-
one. Yeah.
Scott, you've come out just firing on
Yeah.
these things. This is
Yeah.
a really sad story.
Yeah,
and I didn't
yeah.
know how we were going to get
You
the
go, how do
jokes
you
on
do
it,
it? And
but you
then
did
you
it in such a
go,
non-offensive
"Thank you,
way.
thank you."
And
Yeah.
it was so creative.
Yeah.
I mean, the people in Passaic County who are watching
Yeah.
this.
Well, I'm not from Passaic. My
Okay.
father was a cop there.
He was a cop in Passaic.
yeah.
Well, from their prison cells, they're probably
Absolutely.
watching.
I think so. I would hope so.
The
They're
guys
listening.
that your father put behind bars.
Yes.
I love that. I love saying that.
Yeah.
But that's really great that he could be in the Fast and the Furious movies or in any movie today because no movies have any. It's all. It's
What's
all
an
action.
actor?
It's
huh?
all action
Yeah,
scenes.
he's diagnosed with being an actor.
Right.
Great. There we go. Got him.
It's all action sequences.
Yeah,
he
man.
could do it.
Yeah. Uh-oh. You got to
Bruce
walk
Willis-
on glass barefoot? Any
That's
dummy
right.
can do that. I saw a guy in Times Square do that.
It's the naked cowboy. I think does that every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Bruce Willis has been diagnosed with aphasia and will be stepping away from his decade-long acting career. Aphasia
Wait,
is
decade long? It's not a decade
decades
long. Decades.
long. I forgot to go plural on that, and you
Yeah.
called me out.
I know.
You're
it's
having a great
huge.
episode.
Thank you. It's important.
I think it's the hair.
I hope so.
And I think a blue-haired Scott wouldn't have been this
Oh,
on
it would
top
have
of
been
it.
rough. No, I
Would've been
wouldn't have
on top
showed
of
up.
it. You would have been moping
I would have said,
around.
I got to dye my hair. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have been in the
would've
corner
freaked
probably
out.
listening to goth music.
Something like that. I
Aphasia-
don't listen to goth, though. I don't do that. I don't do that.
More metal?
I just want no, I don't like things
You don't
like
like
that.
metal?
No, I like Motown and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Aphasia is a medical condition that can affect a person's ability to speak, write, and understand language, both verbal and written. The Mayo claims typically occurs after a stroke or a head injury. Okay, did he have either of those, Shannon?
I don't think so.
To Bruce's amazing supporters as a family, we wanted to share that our beloved Bruce has been experiencing some health issues, diagnosed with aphasia, which is impacting his cognitives and Instagram accounts. He'll be stepping away. All right, this is all routine. This is a really challenging time. Love and compassion. Live it up together and conclude. The main treatment for aphasia is speech and language therapies. It sounds like a form of dementia to me. I could be wrong on this.
No,
This is not a
dementia would
medical
be like
podcast.
losing your mind. This seems like a motor skills issue. It doesn't seem like he's.
Dementia is.
It's not like he can't read because he's an idiot.
Well, dementia is like you're separating yourself from reality. This is a cognitive.
Yeah,
You're saying that it's
I
a
think.
cognitive
This is what it feels like
eroding
to me.
eroding of the
Yeah,
cognitive.
I like that we're investigating.
We're
thing
investigating.
We can just look.
We're asking questions.
Yeah, of
I
course.
can look it
You're
up
right.
after we finish the article.
The main treatment for aphasia is speech and language therapy. These three types of aphasia: expressive, comprehensive, and global.
Yeah,
That's Demi Moore. And that's
they're not even together anymore.
They're not together anymore.
No. Look at that. Wait, can we go back to that picture? I know it's a podcast, but that's his face from now on, right? Just all the time? He's like, huh?
He's puzzled.
Yeah, puzzled. There we go.
Okay. And Willis's family didn't reveal, but he sustained various onset injuries throughout his career. In 2004, Willis sued the makers of his 2003 action movie Tears of the Sun over his injuries. This is just a
That's a sin.
Willis multiple projects. Okay, Shannon.
Are you done with the article?
Yeah,
Okay. Let me look up aphasia real quick.
aphasia. Yeah, what causes it? Because
Well, I guess the head trauma. I guess in that movie that none of us saw, he got hurt.
yeah, maybe it's head trauma.
Yeah.
It could be the head trauma. Aphasia is most caused by a stroke. However, any type of brain damage can cause aphasia. It includes brain tumors, traumatic brain injury, and brain disorders that get worse over time. I guess, yeah. I guess the brain trauma. I mean, but you don't think that... I guess making an action movie, maybe he did his own stunts.
Yeah,
Could that be
that's
it?
what they're saying. I think he kind of did his own stunts.
I mean, I would never do my own stunts.
Well, I don't remember him ever jumping. Like,
Right.
it was all practical, right? It's all
Yeah.
just him kind of looking cool.
That's what I would want. I mean,
yeah.
I would, as an actor, I don't want to do anything stunty.
Well, what's interesting is like when I think of like the manliest action star guys,
Right.
right? I go like, I'm talking manliest. Like that's a guy,
Right.
Right? It's like Bruce Willis in Die Hard,
Right. Stallone.
Stallone, Mel Gibson, and like Lethal Weapon, right?
Right.
And they weren't doing wild shit. And
No.
all the guys who like Tom Cruise, all the guys who do crazy stuff, you go like, what do you do, ballet? You know?
Tom Cruise does that.
Yeah, I
but
like-
he has Scientology backing up.
Yeah, like I like
he's
I like
clear.
an action star who's not flexible.
Right.
And I think Bruce Willis is that. And of course, when that happens, you get aphasia.
What I love about Bruce, though, is he's not like, he wasn't Schwarzenegger or he wasn't as ripped as those guys.
Oh,
he
he's
was
just
like
a
a
guy.
leaner version, and he didn't have hair. He shaved his head, and it's just like a more vulnerable. Do you remember Moonlighting? Do you remember that show? You're too young for that.
Yeah, no.
What a great show. He was so good in that show.
Did he look good in it?
He looked great. Him and what was her name? Shannon. She was a big star.
Sybil Shepherd.
Sybil Shepherd. And they were fantastic in that. That was pre-Die Hard everything.
And he was older when he broke. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. He's
So
kind
he
of
was-
got like a Harrison Ford story.
Right. He's great. He was a musician. But as an action star, yes. Moonlight.
Just
Look how
looks
good looking he
perfect,
is.
man. And it's
I mean,
a
he's still
different
good
kind of
looking.
good. It's Home Depot hot.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
He's hot.
Yes, absolutely.
He is hot. And
And he could fix shit.
and Shannon, is it against copyright to play the theme song? Because it was a great theme song. And being a Motown guy, you would love it, I think, Scott.
Okay, there we go.
Because you've never seen it before.
I feel like if you guys try to talk over it, we should be okay. So that we're not just like playing the song.
Right.
All right, let's try this.
We should rap over it.
I don't remember this part of it.
Wait, hold on. Okay, here it comes. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, and it's moonlighting, which
Yeah.
is that's whoring, right?
Moonlighting is doing another job.
That's what that is.
Yeah, when you're doing you have one job and then you're not supposed to be doing another job. Like if you're a police officer, you're not supposed to be doing security.
Getting extra money on
Getting
the side.
extra money on the side.
It's called moonlight.
Moonlighting. That's what it used to be called. Now it's just called regular working.
Yeah, it's just
because you
called,
need
like,
9
yeah.
jobs in order to
Exactly.
make ends meet.
We know.
Oh, Shannon, that was it?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done listening.
No, we weren't done listening because the song didn't kick in, Shannon.
Yeah, that's hot. That's a hot song.
Shannon,
I'm gonna talk a little bit.
this is a great.
This guy's got a tough
Yeah.
voice. It's a little odd.
Who is this? This is
No, this isn't a guy that anybody cares
This is
about.
Al Giroux.
Yeah, Al Jarreau. Al Jarreau is great.
No,
you don't know Al
is he good?
Jarreau?
No.
Or Moonlighting?
No.
Scott, you're a baby. You
Who's
really
Al
are.
Jarreau?
Al Jarreau is.
I think that's a specific thing. I don't think there's people your age that remember Al Jarreau.
Yes, people my age know Al Jarreau.
No way.
Yes, I have to disagree with you. People out there, write in. Set Scott straight.
People your age, what do they look back on fondly? Ghostbusters,
Moonlighting,
right?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's that
yeah.
shit.
E.T.
Yeah, you guys
ever
have
heard of E.T.?
consumed my life is your shit. It's like Ghostbusters.
Oh, your life is TikTok now.
No, that's not true.
Oh, yeah, swiping.
I'm in between.
Where are you?
I'm lost at sea.
Are you at
A
Facebook?
generation lost in space. With
You're still-
no time left to start again, right?
That song.
But that's what it feels like. I'm in a weird space of,
You're 31.
yeah.
Can I
born
say
in
that?
1990. Yeah, born in 1990.
Okay.
And
So
I feel
you
like-
emerged during the early 2000s.
Yeah, I feel like I live off of the things that your generation couldn't let go of, you know?
Okay. Well, it all comes back to us then. Ruining you guys.
Comes back to somebody that ain't us, you
Yeah.
know? You know how it goes.
It's not your fault.
You got to push it on someone. Who'd you
Right.
push it on?
We didn't push it
Fucking
on anybody.
boomers.
It's called
lies. No,
No,
way.
in my generation, we just took responsibility for stuff.
I don't believe that. I don't
X.
think that's true. Generation X did not
X.
take
We
responsibility.
took the responsibility for stuff.
I don't think that's
We
true.
fought the Gulf War, man.
I actually
Okay?
not only did you.
I don't want to have to say it.
In order to take responsibility, there has to be consequences for your actions. And
Yeah.
Generation X, there was no consequences.
Wasn't
You've all-
there?
No. We
Well, I'll
look
tell you
back
what we
and it's
didn't
like
do,
everybody
Scott.
raped a lady. It's crazy.
Well, I'll tell you what we
Generation
didn't do.
X.
We didn't go on Twitter and whine about, oh my God,
I know you were too busy, hitting people with bottles.
Look, we endured crane accidents. Things happen on the job with us.
I got stuff
and we
like
had
that.
nowhere to go
But that's my life too. But then I also go on Instagram.
to vent it.
Yeah, dude.
And to do a podcast and to go on what was the one thing that didn't take off where you could go and talk? What was that site that you could go on?
A recent one.
It was a recent one that everybody thought was going to take off and it didn't.
Is it Talkspace?
No, it was
It was something
Stereo?
kind of eerie, right?
it was everybody just there was rooms where you could go and do like a speech and then people could chime in and it just didn't
debate you
yeah,
kind of.
Yeah. It felt like a good idea. It's like this is going to be the new thing.
Yeah.
Get on and you had to have a recommendation from somebody to get on. I have it on my phone. What am I doing? What am I even doing?
When did you start going in chat rooms?
This wasn't a chat room. This is called
It's a chat room.
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
See, I nailed it.
Yup.
It only took us half the podcast for me to
Do
come
you
up
have
with
a
an
TikTok?
answer.
You have a TikTok.
I have a TikTok.
I
and
don't
I'm
even
ticking
have a
and
TikTok.
talking all
I don't
the
even
time.
have a TikTok.
Fonzie doesn't need a TikTok.
Hey, we know.
I mean, I know. I know now. I'm
Gotta
feeling
make
the
it clear,
vibe.
You know, yeah, exactly. You hope. You hope people notice.
So, my point, I got lost. We were going this generation, this back and forth.
Something
in
like that, yeah.
1990. I was a junior in high school when you were born.
You were a junior in high school.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
1990. Graduated in 91. Class of 91.
Nice. What was the hit song in 91? Shannon, can we look that up?
Right
Let's
here,
investigate
right
that.
now.
Wait. Right here. Right. How does that go?
Now.
Right now. Or
It's
right here, right now.
Yeah.
That one. Okay.
Jesus Jones.
Yeah, Jesus Jones was
Yeah.
the name.
Right
Okay.
here, right now.
That's cool.
And we were big Rick Astley. Never gonna give
Rick
you
rolled,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, never gonna let you
But that
down.
was, I mean, you
Never
can't be a
gonna
big
run.
Rick Astley song. You were big into that song. You were looking at one song. What were people going hard on?
We're no strangers to love.
Because this is, you're in a weird time too. You're kind of lost where you didn't get grunge. You got grunge like.
We got grunge in
when you
I first year of
graduated college?
college. No,
Your
my
first
year of college. That's when Nirvana and Pearl Jam and all that broke.
Started blowing.
But I was in Ohio for a while, and that was big, like hair metal. We were into hair metal in
Nothing wrong
Ohio.
with that.
Then went to Florida, and it was dance music more.
Miami Sound.
No, it was just like I don't know the names of the groups. It was just it felt like it was.
What
like
do you think
more
about
dance
groups
music.
like La Bouche? Did you go clubbing ever?
Never heard of them.
La Bouche?
No, I thought it was a breakfast special at a French restaurant.
Ooh. You don't know La Bouche?
No, I don't know the Bush.
Oh, okay. Like another night, another dream.
Oh, I know that song. I know that song.
Yeah.
I know that song.
I like stuff like that.
You're a club guy? You went to the
No,
clubs?
no. I like 90s club music.
90s club.
No, I don't like going to the club.
But you were like your generation was more like Creed.
Yeah, when I was in middle school,
Yeah,
Creed was
Creed.
big. Yeah. Creed was very big. We
Um,
had like a lot of screamo bands. I guess Linkin Park was
yeah,
a big deal.
So yeah, my college is like grunge was breaking, and then you kind of lose track of everything.
Yeah, and then you become an adult and you realize it's all such silly horse shit, and it's like just kids doing things.
It's silly, but I like I like good music. I like a good tune.
Oh,
regardless.
yeah.
Okay,
What's your
so
go-to?
what do I got on my phone right now? I still go to iTunes. Is iTunes still a thing?
Yeah, I do iTunes. That's what I do.
I don't know what it is.
But I think most people use Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify now. Yeah. I got just a variety. I got some Alan Parsons Project.
Okay.
I got Alien Ant Farm.
Ooh, Smooth Criminal, like the cover.
Smooth
That's
Criminal
a great
just
cover.
rocks.
Dude, what the movie song? And just like the movies. You don't know that song?
Mm-mm.
Dude, type that song up right now. Alien Ant Farm movies, just to have it. You don't got to play it on the podcast, but wow, it's a good one.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
How about
Movies.
Audio Slave?
Oh yeah,
Remember them?
And you how long to be. So I'm in the age where Audio Slave introduced me to Nirvana. Like,
Oh, wow.
I heard Audio Slave, and
You
it was
went
like this guy
backwards.
was in Soundgarden, and that's grunge.
You did a Benjamin
and
Buttons.
this is what that is.
You did. You aged in reverse.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. And then there's a bunch of Backstreet Boys on there. And I'll say it. I hope they come back on tour.
Me
Oh,
too.
Mike, we're canceling our subscription now. Cancel it. Backstreet forever. And NSYNC. And 98 Degrees.
Yep.
Big into the boy bands.
Yeah, my
People
father
used
liked
to make
boy
fun of
bands,
them.
and that helped
And
me.
your father slept with a
that
gun.
helped- yeah, and that
under
helped me
his-
accept boy bands because
Right.
he didn't accept anything.
Right.
You know, I also think like he thought Backstreet Boys were like they're from the Backstreet. Like there was something in
Yeah.
him that was like these are
Right.
tough kids.
The tough
They're
kids.
tough fucking kids.
Tough kids who need to get arrested, probably.
Probably. most
Probable
likely.
cause.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good...
Sounds like yeah, good
album.
We should be probable cause.
Probable
a
cause.
group. Yeah.
Let's go to a happier news story, Shannon. We found out what aphasia was, and we wish Bruce Willis the best because he was a stud
Yeah.
in the day. Do you have any-
Aphasia sounds like a movie that's like in the Disney vault, you know? It's like
Yeah.
aphasia.
Aphasia sounds like an abrasion, doesn't it? A kind
Yes,
of abrasion.
it does, it
I got an
does.
abrasion.
Yes.
It's like, is that aphasia?
It's like, oh gosh.
Yeah. So, but my point was, and I'm going to bring it back to this. He was a thin, good-looking guy, in-shape guy, but not Stallone. Stallone and Schwarzenegger look like, they look like action stars.
They look like action figures.
Yes, they're just shredded.
Yeah.
Bruce didn't have to do that because he wasn't insecure, and he was charming, where the other guys weren't so much. They had other qualities to them. But Bruce Willis was actually charming, and that was one of his superpowers.
Well, it's so interesting that people didn't know that that's what they wanted.
Right.
You know, so you start making these action movies, and, you know, Hollywood, like, they have to go extreme. And so they go, get these monsters. And then you realize, like, no, they want to see...
They want an everyman.
Everybody wants to see their dad fucking punch a guy. And everybody wants to see what their dad acts like they are.
Yeah.
You know?
And when a group of European terrorists take over a building, who do you want?
No, yeah.
Yeah, you don't need a guy with a bunch of muscles.
No.
You need a guy who's like a little more diplomatic.
Yes, who smokes Marlboros.
Yes.
Yes.
He's the best. He was the best. He is the best.
What? Yeah.
Shout out, Bruce.
He is Bruce.
Bride from groom after confessing. Bride from...
I'm sorry, did I write it wrong? Best man steals bride from groom after confessing love in his wedding.
Okay, this is a tough one.
Fuck that.
For a lot of people who just broke up out there, you might want to pause and cry a little bit before we get to this. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the best man to steal the bride away from the groom at the wedding. Well, such was the case for Desiree White, 32, who ultimately divorced her husband to marry her lifelong friend and the best man at her wedding, Bryant, after he confessed his undying love for her while toasting her nuptials to their then best friend. He said, I remember the first moment I saw Desiree. I loved her. I fell in love with her. I knew she had to be mine. I thought she was the most beautiful person I'd ever seen in my life. White from Illinois told Kennedy News and Media of Bryant's best man speech during the 2010 matrimony. He said, she's the best person I ever met. I've never met anyone like her. Then I found out she already had a boyfriend, and I thought I needed to find out a way to get her. But then I met White's ex-husband. We became friends, she recalled.
Look at this piece of shit.
Oh, God, it's making me
What
mad.
a dork, too.
It's
Shame
making me
on her.
furious.
It's making me so mad.
And the husband's picture is blotted out.
Yep.
The identity of White's former spouse is unknown, but she and her ex sat side by side, slack-jawed, as Bryant poured out his heart in front of them after under the 200 wedding guests. Imagine paying for all of this and then having this bum come up and take the mic and try to steal your wife. Love you both. Congratulations. It ended there, she added, noting that her ears turned red with embarrassment after his admission. A wave of awkwardness, which turned some people on, sickos at home, then overcame the room. White remembered saying everyone was kind of laughing, and then it got real quiet.
Fuck that, dude. My family would not allow that to...
What would your family do?
You ever see the Gaddafi video? Is that his name?
Muammar Gaddafi?
Gaddafi?
Yes.
Yeah, you ever see the video?
I saw him after. I didn't see him. I just saw his death.
Yeah, but everybody murdering it. I
Yeah.
think that's what would happen. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, everybody would be beating this dude's ass. That's crazy. Oh, like,
You're
also
making
the
a
brain.
speech, which to 200 people, and you're saying how great that she is, and then you do a second about this guy's a nice guy, and then about the first time. It's not about the first time you saw her, dude.
In his defense, he was very drunk. So I think he was hiding these feelings that he had for her for so
Right.
long and got so drunk at the wedding, and they just all came out. And then it says, like, at the end of it, he was like, oh, I love you both. Congratulations. Like, he caught himself.
Right.
But it continues on. If you want, I can just, like, summarize the rest of the article because
Yeah.
I read it before. So it didn't end
Do you
there.
read it right before bed every night, Shannon? Because this is your dream wedding?
I only don't hate it because there is a happy ending, at least for a couple of the people.
Yeah.
But so later they were dancing together. The
Right.
groom was dancing with the maid of honor. She was dancing with the best man, this guy.
Right.
And then he did it again. Like he was like, why didn't you ever give me a chance? And I've always loved you. I'll always take care of you and blah, 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 blah.
Crazy, dude.
And but that was it for that day. They stayed together for another year, this husband and wife.
Right.
And then they broke up. She has started hanging out with this guy. And then they got married and now they have 4 boys. They lived happily ever after.
Do you think they had 4 traitors also who are going to break up other people's marriages?
Yeah, no, that's in the cum.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that type of ew. That's ew.
Is that your reaction, Scott? to
Yeah, you
this?
know what it is?
I mean, is this more accepted in your generation if you're born in 1990?
No, I think...
Do you slip into somebody's DMs? You guys would slip in,
never.
not you personally, but your generation,
is
would slip into
fucking-
people's DMs.
I know exactly
and go,
what you're
hey,
saying.
baby
Listen.
girl. It's
Oh,
like I
they're
just got
monsters.
married.
I
It's
wanted
like,
to murder
what's up,
people.
baby girl?
Yep.
You look good in white, baby girl.
Yep. 100%.
Damn it.
I know. It's
Makes me
infuriating.
furious. God, I want to grow my hair long
Yeah.
now.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to grow my hair long.
Also, it's like nothing
Is nothing sacred anymore,
Well, it's
Scott?
And life isn't that important though for you to become the star at a wedding. Like, keep your fucking feelings to yourself.
Yeah.
And address them and change them.
Yes.
Figure it the fuck out.
Scott, you're speaking
while you
my
keep
language.
your mouth shut. It's insane.
Speaking my language.
And it's like it's just the self-righteousness of it. There's something so who do you think you are?
Right.
Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Shut your mouth.
Shut
your mouth and have some cake. Hit on the bridesmaid.
Wow. Yeah, that's
that's
you ever
them?
see? You know
Is
what I
that
think
them?
of when I
Yes.
get that mad? I think of in King Kong when he fights the dinosaur and he grabs it by its mouth and he breaks its jaw. That's what I think of. Yeah,
That's a hurt one. That's a
what
hurtful
I think of.
thing.
Yeah,
They look pretty happy though now.
yeah, but he's such a
But
little
can they
piece of
ever be
shit.
happy because it was Shannon? Do you believe that? A marriage or any relationship that starts from a duplicitous place can emerge and blossom into something fruitful and beautiful?
Yes, I mean, like maybe these were they were friends for so long, and she just never looked at him in a romantic way. But maybe these were the two that were supposed to be together. I mean, they've been together. This incident happened in 2010. They were together for a year, so they've been together since 2011.
But even that statement, maybe they were supposed to be together. It's like, that's not fucking real.
Well, what's
so
real is
leave
they're
the guy
happier-
alone. He's
they're
getting
happier-
married to this lady.
They weren't happy though. Like their marriage fell apart. So they're happy obviously now. They have all these kids. They're saying that they're very happy. So that's what I mean by supposed to be. They're happier together.
Yeah, that's when you just gotta go. You're meant for each other, you know. But like
Right.
in a rude way. You don't mean it.
Right.
You know. You go. You'll be perfect for each other.
If you're the husband?
Yeah. Well, I
If
mean,
you're
what do
the
you
husband
do?
at that point, do you just leave your own wedding? Are the guy's dancing with your wife, saying how much he loves her? Do you go, am I even supposed to be here? Let me go. Let me bounce.
No, there'd be a fight.
No, there would have to be something.
There'd be a fight. And I would also like tell people they need to help me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you do it as a dance. Maybe you do as the hokey pokey. You know, everybody gets around in a circle, and when you put the left foot in, everybody puts their left foot on him and stomps him out.
I like that.
A little bit of a switch on the hokey pokey.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Teach
that.
this guy a lesson.
Something. Yeah.
But is it wrong, Shannon, to profess your love to someone at their wedding to
Yes.
someone else?
Absolutely. I mean, he said that he felt this way since the moment he laid his eyes on her.
Right.
So it's like, I guess one of those things like I would see in a rom-com where like he just never had the confidence, or there was never the right moment. So it took for him to get drunk at the wedding. Just like in Friends with Rachel and Ross, where she goes to the wedding and professes her love to him. But yeah, it's not the right thing to do.
It's not the right thing to do. And I think we hit on another point that we need to address. Do feelings trump the right thing to do? Should feelings trump the right thing to do? I'll put it to you again.
I will say this: the right thing to do. No.
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 The answer is no.
No. Yeah, your feelings
Yeah.
should be the right thing to do. And like, so if my feeling is to go after that guy or
Yeah.
tell people, hey, we got to jump. I can't beat anybody up, but you know, you go like, hey, everybody, you know, this is my fucking wedding. You got to fight this. You know, you ate, right?
Right.
Fucking beat him up with me. You know.
Yeah.
And what was I saying?
The feelings versus feelings.
and
the right
but
thing
that
to
is
do.
right. That is the right. I feel that way, and that is also the right thing to do. That
Right, but
guy
I'm talking
deserves his
about
ass
I'm
kicked.
talking about the guy who stole
no,
her.
no, the
his
right thing to
feelings.
do.
Shannon is
Irrelevant.
doing this subtle thing right now where go, his feelings were this, and his feelings, and he was too shy, but he had to get drunk. But his feelings, and Shannon keeps stepping on it, and it's like it's not being lost on me because I have a special chemistry with Shannon, and I know when she's trying to secretly indicate something, and what she's trying to secretly indicate, Scott, is that his feelings should trump over the right thing to do at the wedding.
I don't think that. I mean, like, there is a moment for this to happen, and that's when the priest or whoever is doing the service says, "Does anybody?"
No, that's
have
in a
thing?"
movie. That's not the moment
No,
to do it.
But that, I mean, he missed it. He missed like that's the last
by like a
chance that you
year
have.
or more.
Yeah, or
I would
I
say
agree
more.
with Scott, Shannon. That part is a ceremonial formality. If that was real,
How fun would
it
that
would
be,
be
though?
crazy.
But then he can do it before the wedding even.
You're doing it
happens.
in the church, then before the Lord Jesus.
Yeah, you can't do this.
You can't do it before
He's
God.
gonna do
like
it
The
behind
Graduate.
God's back.
No, you do it a year before when you have these feelings, and you don't
agree.
stuff it down
I
and
agree,
act like you're
but
friends with the guy.
Let's flip it around. But they were best friends. But let's flip it around. Let's say that you were in love with a woman, like your best friend, and now you have to watch her get married to somebody else. Isn't there like a tiny little chance that you get very drunk and maybe do something stupid?
No, because what I would do is, and I would like to think what I would do is before the ceremony, before she tells me she's going to get married, I would grab her by the hand, take her in my Lamborghini, which I would own, because this is a scenario, it's fake.
Right, a
So
private jet.
I should have a Lamborghini in this. I take her in my Lamborghini and I go, look, don't do this. He could never love you the way that I love you.
Right.
And then give her the options.
I agree.
And it would have saved her a marriage. It would have saved her a year of because imagine you get married to somebody and it's like, we just say it in a sentence where it's like, they got married and divorced in a year. And it's like, imagine what they had to went through in that year. So the first couple months, probably pretty good, 3 months. Then 3 months of like, oh, we were going to have to figure this out. Like, it's not lost, but we figured. Then at 6 months, you're going, this might be too far gone. Then 9 months, you stop talking to each other. And then a year, it's like a divorce. So you're going through a whole spectrum of stuff before you have actually 3 good months before it starts to, if you got divorced in a year, you have 3 good months and then it goes downhill from there.
Right, and you waste so much money on the wedding. I'm not on his side.
Waste
I'm just
money,
trying to
waste
be
money on the
empathetic.
divorce. So he could have like done that way before.
I agree with you. No, I do. I think it was like a spineless thing to do.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to like see it from both perspectives. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I feel like you're both pinning it on me that I think this is great.
No one's pinning anything on you, Shannon. And stop using the fact that
You're a wrestler.
Scott's dad I was a wrestler and Scott's dad was a cop, and we're not trying to pin anything on you. Okay? But when you're caught red-handed with the evidence and you made certain statements, you have to defend them.
So unacceptable.
Okay. It's just unacceptable.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. We have to wrap up.
Yeah.
Let's go to this last one. And I think, Scott, because are you considered a millennial still?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But I like millennials.
Yeah.
They're nice. They invented a lot of stuff. You know, apps are great. I can do an app for everything now. I don't have to even think for myself.
Yeah.
Everything's an app.
Yeah, it's great.
Millennials are an entitled generation. Never had to sacrifice. BlackRock exec says, and let's read this first. I could see you're perking up, and I see you're getting confrontational. Let me read it, and then you can defend your generation.
Okay.
Inflation and high gas prices are forcing a generation of entitled, and I'm looking at you, Scott, younger Americans to learn the pain, something you guys aren't familiar with, of not being able to buy things. I deserve everything because it's my right at the store. The head of asset management of giant BlackRock said, for the first time, this generation is going into a store and not being able to get what they want. BlackRock President Rob Capito told a conference in Austin, Texas on Tuesday, and we have a very entitled generation that has never had to sacrifice. Capito's remarks were the first reported by Bloomberg News. Capito said that the U.S. economy is beset with what he called scarcity inflation, which translates into a shortage of workers, supplies, housing, and even energy. I would put on your seatbelts because this is something that we haven't seen. Capito's comments came on the heels of similar warning from BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, who said last week that the Russian invasion of Ukraine has put an end to the globalization we have experienced over the last 3 decades.
I think what the media does is they speak to upper middle class people,
Right.
And when you do that, you say, "Oh, entitled," because you're thinking of like people who are wealthy enough to be entitled.
Right.
But that's not an entire I mean, you're speaking on. There's poor people. There's middle class is poor now.
Right.
You think it's easy for them?
Right.
What job did I have that was easier than any other person's fucking job?
Yeah.
Yes, some people that you're speaking to, it's his kids. It's people in his bracket and like their friends' kids, and
You
he's
say
seeing
it's more
that.
of a, you say it's more of a class thing.
It's a class thing. It's always, well, yeah, I think the news and everything, it's just they're speaking to not poor people. And so when you go, you got it so good, it's like, yeah, because you're speaking to people who got it so good, and you got it so good, and that's why you're fucking speaking to these people. It's like the world, in terms of like speaking, you know, publicly, it's like, it's for people who got it good.
Right.
And so you're only going to be criticized for being, you know, who the fuck work hard? That's on television. Nobody, right?
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Gordon Ramsay.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I think some people just generationally, I think there is some merit to this where, yeah, generations before they don't have all of these, they're not.
That's not true. You know people
as
your age
entitled.
that got everything they ever
that's
fucking
true.
wanted.
That is true. It's not strictly along generations,
Yeah,
but I just think
it's
technology and all that has gotten easier. But there's parenting wise, I can go back to like when I was raised, and I came from a good family and good parents, but a lot of the stuff would have seemed crazy in today's times,
Sure.
like. Because there's over-parenting and helicopter parenting and all that stuff now, where it's like, oh my God, it's like just over. Whereas when I was growing up, that wasn't a thing.
No, it was like go outside.
So it was tougher. It was like kind of just figure it out.
Yeah, I was.
You had to be, and I was a sensitive kid. I was not a kid who was like a tough kid. I was a sensitive kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there was, I think there. And technology and a lot of stuff, it's easy to order things off your phone and stuff now and have it.
So it's like the illusion of doing things. So you're like, you know, like when I was growing up, I had to walk to buy a thing. It's like that's not a thing. Who gives a shit? That's not that's not difficult either.
Right.
We all did easy things.
Right.
Yeah, I ordered a thing online and you walk to get a thing. Like regardless, we ain't shit. That's
right.
Both of those things are very privileged.
Right.
You want like not privileged is like 100 years ago, I'd say.
Right.
Our parents, maybe.
Yeah.
But even our parents, super fucking privileged. And they rode a wave of privilege.
Right.
And they're holding on to it. It's like, what's the greatest band ever? The Beatles. You know, what's the greatest movie ever? Something else from the fucking 60s. And, you know, Godfather. It's like they own everything.
No, you're spinning it on me, Scott.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm
necessarily
saying
agree with you, and you're spinning on me pretty hard. I was trying to pump this
That's
narrative.
what you do when you get
that's
interrogated. You
entitled
confuse the person
Right,
interrogating
I am confused
you.
now. You're using a lot of words I don't know,
Yeah.
and you brought it somehow to the Beatles.
Yeah, and then you go, hey,
Yeah.
and you go, I gotta have this guy on again. We'll
and
investigate more.
You're so charming.
Thank you.
That you really pulled it off. I was going to disagree with you, but you went and you did a hair flip.
Yep.
I don't know if you even know you did it.
No, I didn't.
But it softened me.
Thank you.
And your charisma.
Thank you.
Which is a big thing that's underrated now. You have a lot of charisma.
So underrated. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we're going to have you back.
Yes.
I hope.
Yeah, let's investigate more things.
And we're going to investigate more things together because I like your viewpoint.
Yeah, let's dress up next time, I think.
We could.
I'll bring some of my dad's stuff. We'll wear like SWAT gear or something.
We'll do our nails.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we'll wear like night vision goggles the whole time. And we'll do this in the dark.
Let's take one. Shannon, if we could do the podcast in the dark, I think we'd make podcast history.
It'd be fun.
Pretty cool.
All right. For Scott Chaplin, for Shannon, I'm Mike Vecchione. Guys, follow us all on social media and support your boy, Mike Vecchione Investigates. We'll see you next week. Guys, thank you for listening to Mike Vecchione Investigates. And if you go to gasdigitalnetwork.com and use promo code MBI, you will get 1 week free. That's gasdigitalnetwork.com, promo code MBI, you will get 1 week free. Thank you again for listening to Mike Vecchione Investigates on the Gas Digital Network.